Hey everybody, welcome to Acquisitions and Adventures. I still have some more Throne of Eldraine. Today is Remembrance Day, remembering those who fought in Canada here, primarily in World War I, but any service that people have gone into, it's a day of remembering them. So what I'd like to do is let's get a few packs here ready to go, and let's talk about this. 8, 9, 10, and one more for 11. November 11th at 11 a.m. when the armistice went into effect. Back in, I should know, but forgetting nowadays. So back in 1919. Yeah, so it's a time to remember those who fought in our wars, to back in those days, just to get us to where we are today so we can enjoy things like Magic the Gathering, being able to crack packs, here in Canada, not having to worry about faraway conflicts, and also thanking our neighbors down south of us for doing some work to help areas in the world who are in conflict and finding ways to resolve that. So we have to give thanks where thanks is due for those sort of things. And you may have to kind of knock on their door and tell them that, hey, our markets might not be open to you if you continue along the pathway of continuing to fight. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with finding good ways to stop conflicts around the world. They don't help anything. It's just fun. Let's use the game. Let's have the conflict in the game. But in the real world, as we say, stepping out of our dwarven mind. Oh, I don't want to create dwarf. I got a Krenko deck. So I'm always giving some thoughts of, hey, Harmonious Archon, a mythic. Okay. All right, good. Yeah, so, with myself, my great-grandfather died during the Canadian action at Vimy Ridge in France back in World War I. He died from artillery fire, left 3 daughters and his wife, my great-grandmother. And they were able to, even more than dwarves. More dwarves. So my great-grandmother, I think she had all her kids by the time she was 20. She had 3 daughters, I think, before she was 20. This is back in, once 1900 kind of rolled around, got into the early 1900s. And then they were able to continue on, moving the family forward. Ooh, witch's oven. Yeah, so they, great-grandmother was able to continue, keep the family going. And they're a family, they come from the United States. And then my great-grandfather, his family came from Germany. And then he fought on the Canadian side against the Central Powers. And one of the reasons why they came to Canada is the areas where they lived in Germany was just getting kicked around between all kinds of royal scions. I was getting kicked around between a bunch of political entities, such as maybe one of the problems in Europe is all these entities, instead of trying to be, thinking of each nation as a sovereign nation with its own ideas and identity and working together in more of a trade union rather than the fiscal union that they're trying to do. I don't agree with that, so you can agree or disagree with me here. I don't mind. But I don't like the idea of trying to force everybody together in the EU style is today. Hey, more human token creatures. Because all those nations they really are different. They should, my opinion of the European Union was always a trade union, but they can have their own laws, much like the United States, where states do have a lot of laws and rights. So, it's just my thoughts there. Yeah, so that was my great-grandfather. And my grandfather on my mother's side helped with the convoy escort through the North Atlantic for the Lend-Lease, sending materials to our other ally, Russia, Soviet Union at the time, but the whole Bolshevik and Soviet Union thing was a British operation to weaken Russia and help get rid of it, so that the Mackinder theory that they can own the world island and have that under their control. And a lot of those conflicts even go on today, so that's unfortunate. Tournament grounds. Okay, interesting. Well, it has white in it, so that's good. Thinking of building a knight deck. Oh, good. Got a couple of rares out of this one. Okay. Yeah, so my grandfather helped with the convoys, moving materials over to Russia. So a lot of work in the North Atlantic. He worked on, part of, I believe, flight deck operations on one of the Bogue class converted aircraft carriers that was doing convoy duty. It wasn't quite the ship of the line, but he used the aircraft to go and spot U-boats and help keep the convoys safe. So if they detected U-boats and weren't in a position to counterattack them, then they could get the convoy to start doing evasive operations to potentially dodge torpedoes, or if they do get into decagun range, where they got the smaller guns, then they can attack the U-boats. I wish he was still alive today. I'd like to talk to him about which convoys he participated in. I didn't get that information, but I'd like to know. Okay, well, hey, this is last pack, 11 packs. A giant opportunity. Beans. And let's see what we get here. Castle Ardenvale. Create a 1/1 white human creature tokens. Need a plains to bring it in. Okay, and got some more knights. So, yeah, look, maybe a knight commander deck might be in the future here. So, thank you very much for joining me today.